food items, and the federal government is striving to check it. In this regard, the federal government has deployed a multi-agency task force comprising the Niger Customs Service, the Nigerian Immigration Service, the Department of State Services, DSS, and the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, to boost surveillance across these borders. According to the Niger Customs Service, President Bola Tinubu's directive to combat food hoarding has prompted intensified surveillance along land borders in states like Borno, Niger, Katsina, Sokoto, Kebbi and Jigawa, identified as key smuggling hotspots. Okay, I'm sure you must have gone to these states. How easy is it to smuggle?
You know, I spoke, even before government took this action, I spoke about what I saw in Yobe. People moving trucks towards the border, and they will stack produce in those trucks, those 911 trucks. Some of those trucks will end up almost as high as a story building. They are taking them across the border. The misfortune of our currency being weaker than the CFA at this time is the reason for these problems. Nigeria has extensive borders with Niger Republic especially, stretching up to more than 800 kilometers. Beginning from the northwest right up to the northeast, about 6 states or so, you have borders. Jigawa, Sokoto, Katsina in the northeast, and then you have Borno, Yobe, you know, in the northeast. You have Adamawa, for example, also has boundary with Cameroon. You know, all of those places. People are moving produce to those borders, going to sell to our neighbors because they know that they will make more money. Yes, they shut the borders, but we know that smugglers are not interested in your regular borders. They have their own routes, illegal routes, through which they smuggle all kinds of things. So if our people are complaining that food is very expensive, one of the reasons for it is what is going on. Smuggling damages an economy. It damages an economy. If what our people need to have access to buy, you're taking them across the border, what will the people here eat? So there has to be a way to stop the rate at which these people are taking food across the border. It has not been a great year, even in terms of harvest. I was discussing with the governor of Borno State, and he told me that the year before, that they recorded bountiful harvest, but the rains were not consistent this last year, not as consistent as the previous year. So it affected yield and all that. Well, in spite of that, people are taking stuff across the border. There was a story that I saw. I think it has to do with Adamawa State, where they were trying to move some cement, Dangote cement. They were trying to move it across the border, and the governor already gave instruction that cement should not be moved in trucks to border communities beyond Nigeria, so to say. And they were complaining that why would you stop us? They claimed that the cement was meant for the border community. But the border community is so small, there's no evidence that such a such a large quantity of cement bags can be used at that location. So they knew that they wanted to take it across the border, and they were stopped. Soldiers stopped them. They are saying, sell it here. Sell here. Don't take it across the border. They already gave that directive. Look at what the Niger State governor is saying. He too is saying, no, we won't allow these trucks to be moving out of our communities. People are coming to buy in large quantities. Middlemen, they will take them across the border to go and sell. It's a big problem that we face now. People think that, this high cost of food items is mainly just because of the dollar. No. Part of what is causing it is the fact that they are taking these things across the border, where they will make more money because the CFA is now stronger than the Naira, a currency that we used to mock. So, if people have no genuine reasons to move produce across the border, I think they should be stopped. Let them sell here. And government also can do something at this stage. You can buy produce directly from farmers. Organize the farmers into cooperatives, buy produce from them. They will make more money. They don't need to go through the pain of going across the border. Look at even bandits attacked some of these people and took their trucks into the bush. That one has happened too. So the bandits are going to feed on what the farmer ought to have made good money from. So I can understand why government has taken this decision. Go do your best, stop the hoarding that is going on. In moments like this, people want to make as much money as possible. Okay. Stop the hoarding. Stop the movement of produce across our borders illegally as they are doing. Let our people have access to this food that they want to go and sell to. After all, we've shut the border with Niger Republic because of the problem within ECOWAS. So why are people taking food across the border when Nigerians are that's Yoruba musician, what's his name? Safejo and Mama. He sang one song that time. He said, Ládùúgbò mi tí ń tí yó, àwọn kan lọ ń yabọ́ wá. You know? Mi tí yó, ẹ̀yin kan lọ ń yabọ́ wá ládùúgbò mi. People who say what's going on now. Let us be bellyful first before you go and feed our neighbors.
Thank you, Vikio. Now, Asiken, with multiple security agencies ramping up surveillance, how far can this go in checking smuggling?
If you ask me, to be very difficult. Because this is a country with one of the most porous borders in the world. Yes, the known ones we are talking about, the one at Badagry, Idiroko, ones in Medugri, but there are other border lines that is not known to our security agents where people pass through. Even when the importation of vehicles were stopped, people were still moving vehicles from Cotonou into Lagos through Ota and through Idiroko, and they were bringing them in. So at a point, it was said that Nigeria had over 5,000 borders that we cannot man. So when we are looking at manning these areas, I don't know how they're going to do it, because what is the manpower? How many people do we have in customs? How many people do we have in EFCC and other security agencies? We don't have enough. That is one. The second is also that we don't deploy technology enough in Nigeria, and that has always been part of our problem. Unlike other parts of the world, even the United States, as big as it is, with all its technology, you see what is happening between the Mexico border and the US, where people are trooping in. When one of the...
So is it that we do not deploy or we do not have enough?
We have, but we don't have enough. That is my own... There was a time that I remembered Vicky and I went to, I think it was Owerri. And Vicky remembered the army this thing we went to. And we saw the quality of drones, the number of drone companies in Nigeria using military. It took probably about 2 episodes for Biko. In fact, at the point we were looking for Biko, we didn't know where he was. In each of those, you'll be shocked by the number of Nigerian companies that are into drones these days. And I count myself. Then what is the problem? Part of the problem is also that you know that deploying drones is more of a federal issue. Most people and states cannot deploy without an approval from the NSA. Yeah. So we need to decentralize somewhere. It must not be federal government. The states must also be put in the picture. The local government, because most of these people pass through the local government. Those borders are in local government. They are not federal highways. And you can see that let me give another classical example. At a point, we say part of the reason why we're having a large consumption of petroleum products was because they were being smuggled out of Nigeria, because it was cheap in Nigeria. And there was a point we were doing was it about 60 million?
You still
million.
No,
you remember?
They claim that we were even doing 101 million liters.
You remember that he has to take this thing, Controller General of Customs, then to say,
It's not possible.
It's not this person. It's not this guy. It's not the last
those ones we just wanted to steal.
I'm telling you.
There's no way we can consume.
I'm telling you that
every day 101
yes,
million.
Yes, how can we consume over? He's the CG of the media pastor, CG of Customs. He said no, it's not possible.
Analyze it now.
They analyze it.
Analyze the number of trucks
that we take
that can move across the border to do that. And say where are the roads, by the way? Every day. So you can see that most of these things are man-made. So until we have the political will to be able to do the needful, then it's going to be. Then also is the fact that if these food are getting cheaper across the border, it will always tempt people to get them across. So my own personal opinion is that first and foremost, let us deal with the issue of security. People are not going to the farms, and it's a problem. People are getting to the farm and being kidnapped. Bandits are ravaging everywhere. Even the so-called, even the food baskets of the nation, the Benue, Plateau State, are not safe enough. So those are the issues that, if we can be able to get the issue of security right and be able to make sure that we can be able to, then it's better. Then the last one is transportation. And I said it on this program last week or two. It takes more to move these products from the hinterland to the city. What it takes to move yam from Benue State to Lagos is more expensive than the product itself. All
right. Gentlemen, before we go further, let's take Ola from Ojolaba. Good afternoon, Ola.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for joining us. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you for this, your very good program to the Nigerian people. You have to continue to use this program to help the present government. Because that some people are hell-bent to bring this government down. 3 days ago, I bought cement, 10,000. I bought it yesterday, 12,500. There are people who want to bring this government down. Cement, the major resources is from Ibeche, underground. We have one at E4, Elephant. The product there is in Nigeria. Limestone produced in Nigeria. What is the content? The only content they use is to preserve cement is only what is brought from abroad. Why are the manufacturers putting people in difficulty? That is number one. Number two, this government has tried a lot. He has given the governors money, 2 billion for Christmas to buy rice. Let me tell you what they did in some ministry. They gave them money for incentive to buy rice for staff. Why did they not produce that rice for the staff? The governor's home. Why are the governors not doing something? Why are they not doing something? They are trying to frustrate the federal government. And everybody is shouting federal. Where are they kept the 2 billion? The senator, the money palliative. Why are they giving it? The House of Representative member, what are they doing?
All right. Thank you so much, Ola. I mean, the big question.
Something we've been talking about here is a tragedy that people don't want to even ask questions about their governors. Your governor goes to Abuja to stay for 4 weeks in a month. You are not asking questions. We have NGOs in those places. So those NGOs, those civil society organizations, they will not open their mouths until they are bribed. You've seen NGOs organizing rallies after being given money. We know where they stand on a lot of issues. You can't challenge governors to produce a rice that they bought for the people. And they took 2 billion each. They can't deny that they've taken the 2 billion. It was meant to be 5 billion per state. But the first tranche, or how do people pronounce it? Because our business is not in pronouncing words. The first tranche or tranche was 2 billion.
You're correct.
They've taken the 2 billion. Some have not distributed a single grain. They are looking at them. It's Tinubu that everybody is causing. When you talk like this, they think that you want to deflect blame away from the president. Of course, I won't do that because he's the one who removed the subsidy. If we are talking about escalating food prices and even, what's it called, inflation in our country, the singular or the biggest reason for it is the removal of subsidy. So there's no way that any sensible person can say that the president has no blame. But we have governors. People are not talking about their governors. How do you go and take money on behalf of your state and we can't see what you are doing? The governor of Ogun State now has come out now to say he's going to spend about 5 billion. Yes, you can say that it has come a bit late, but because they received money a long time ago. So we need more governors. In fact, it was part of the resolution with the Labour that the president will convince governors to do wage awards in the civil service, give maybe like 15,000 or 25,000 added to the salary. Some governors are doing it, and even the Oyo governor has extended it. But many governors are not doing it. They can't even pay minimum wage. Despite the fact they are receiving more than 3 times what they used to get, and people, they are not complaining. The CSOs are quiet. It's something. It's very irritating. There's no way we are in the world where a whole country is run by an individual. At every level, there are people who ought to do their own jobs so that the country gets effectively run. But if you want all the blame to go to one person, okay, good luck to you. Good luck now. Let us see where we all end up. If you leave the governors, they are collecting 3 times what they used to give them. They are not giving you value, and you are not talking about them. All you want to talk about is the president. And when we talk about you, think we like him. Did I tell you to vote for him? Did I? Show any video where I said vote for Mr. President. I've challenged them now on Facebook.
This is a very, very serious matter.
People are suffering.
Yes.
You know, the fact is that the fact remains that I would say that we have the kind of leaders we have in Nigeria. I've never seen it in any part of the world. Our leaders are so wicked. They have no conscience.
So selfish.
Very selfish. They don't care. And you come to see that most of these people, even look at them, some of them were supposed to have humble background. Name one governor in Nigeria that his father was a billionaire. Name one, just one, presently. That is for where? Name one governor that his father was a billionaire. If you understand what I mean.
I do.
So they had humble, they went through schools, some of these schools and the rest of them, not these Ivy schools.
Public schools.
Not the Ivy schools. Most of them went to public schools. That Awolowo, Jack Conde, and the rest of them provided free education. 4. Some of them wouldn't have been what they are today if not for that free education. Some of them.
They don't want to show mercy.
They cannot show mercy.
Show mercy to poor.
And they continue to make things difficult for them. Yes. What they do, Jide is asking what they do. They collect it and go and change it into dollars. That's what they are doing now. You don't know. They whine me.
They said every time they collect
they whine me.
initial allocation,
the
value of dollar.
I say you they whine me. You don't know. You are asking what they did with money. Don't you know that they go and buy dollars?
So people need to ask the
That's
question.
what they do. They just make a small money, pay salaries.
It's
the
part
they
of
just
responsible citizenship
and nobody
to ask the pertinent question.
And this is a federation. Mind you, this is a federation. It is a federation.
And you run a country with just one person.
There is federal, there is state, there is local government. Don't even talk about local government.
We need to take a break. And when we come back, we will